Hello, distributors and dealers. This is Keith Massey here from Podium. Wanted to share some exciting new news. We've got a brand new feature that I'm going to run through today that's going to absolutely help you crush your busy season this year. So the new tool that we have, it's a new AI CSR, codenamed Larry, that's going to help you respond faster than any of your competition in the market, help you book more jobs, as well as sell more maintenance agreements automatically. So let's dive in here. There's a QR code here in the top right. If you want to click, go ahead and scan that with your phone. You'll be able to test this out while I'm talking and be able to see how interactive and how human-like the responses actually are. And you can see here's an example of a conversation where someone's asking for an estimate for a furnace. But the QR code is going to take you to this website, podium-ai-hvac. And this is what it's going to look like. So this is a demo site for Podium Airworks. And if you click down in the lower right-hand section of the website where it says text us, you just put in your name, your cell phone number, and put in a message similar to what the homeowners that you're working with would send you. Maybe something like, hey, my furnace isn't heating properly. I need to get my unit serviced, or do you guys offer a maintenance agreement program? Any of the typical type questions that your company receives, go ahead and plug that in there and see how it responds. The interesting thing is our engineering team has actually designed the AI to have a slight lag, because we could have these responses come through immediately, but you would know automatically that it's not a human responding. So we automatically built in a slight delay there so that the homeowners that are messaging with the AI will not know that it's an AI. They'll think it's a regular employee working out of your office. So let's go ahead and get started here, and I'll show you a little bit why it's so important to be able to use an AI tool like this. And it all comes down to speed to lead. You can see here in this graphic that the faster your team's able to respond to leads, the higher your conversion rates is. And you can see here, if you're able to respond in less than 5 minutes, your conversion rate basically quadruples. So these are leads that come in from, for example, Podium has a web chat tool that is similar to the website that you guys are going to be able to test this. These are also leads that can come from third-party companies, like, for example, dealer locators. If you're on a manufacturer's website, dealer locator page, those leads that come to you in the form of an email, we can pick those up into Podium, and the AI can respond to all of those leads in less than a minute. So you've got leads coming in from dealer locator, Angie's, Home Advisor, people just texting in on your business number. All of those leads can be managed by an AI and have you be able to respond and get those booked out very quickly and easily. So let me show you a little bit about what the AI is looking to do and what the goals are. So the first thing I want to show you here is we have different settings that you can use the AI for. The first one, and the most basic one that's included in all of our packages, is AI suggested responses. So on every single conversation that comes in, you can click, recommend a reply, and the AI will automatically draft a response to any messages that are coming in. The second one is using Larry as the responder, and you can set it up so that Larry is only responding after hours. You can set it up so after hours plus a fallback. So let's say you've got some people in the office, but if they don't respond to a new lead within a certain amount of time, maybe 5 minutes, Larry can automatically pick those leads up and respond to those so that your team's not missing any of those. And then the last option, and what most of our customers do, is they just put on 24/7 autoresponder with Larry. That's the highest value, but that means that no matter what time of day it is, Larry's going to be responding to all of the inbound leads that are coming to your business. So very cool, but there's some different options and some flexibility that we give our customers on how they want to start using it. So let's go through some of the goals that Larry has. So Larry's goals are fourfold. There's the number one, I would say the most important, is that Larry's going to qualify every single inbound lead, so your team's not wasting time on leads that aren't going to help make you money. First one that he's going to do is he's going to find out the approximate age of the equipment that if the customer messages in, he's going to find out if it's a homeowner versus a renter. We know that most HVAC businesses normally don't have renters that are buying equipment or purchasing equipment. And so we want to make sure that the homeowner or the landlord is the one that we're working with. Next thing that Larry's going to do is he's going to verify that the equipment is located within your service area. So when you get set up with Larry, you're going to either put in there that you want a 50-mile radius from your main location, or if you wanted to do it by zip code, by county, by city, we can set that up. So as soon as a customer puts in their address, Larry will be able to automatically verify if it's within the service area so that you're not spending time going out to customers that are way outside of your service range. Once all those things are verified, then Larry will ask for a preferred date and time for a service call. All these things basically build up to the point where Larry will then notify your team and say, hey, human input needed. And then your team will just go in, check to see if that date and time works for your technicians to be able to go out and service the equipment. And all they'll do is just respond and say, yep, Thursday at 3 works fine. The other cool thing that Larry's going to do is he's going to try to understand all of the services that your company offers. So if your company has maintenance agreements, if they do electrical but they don't do plumbing, or if they do everything, we want to be able to understand those service offerings so that when someone messages in asking about being able to service a water heater, if you guys don't service water heaters, we don't want the AI to be able to say, yeah, we can get that taken care of, right? And so we want to be able to understand those things, and Larry's going to be able to pick up on that very quickly and easily. The other thing that we're going to be able to do is triage based on the service area. So like I said, we're going to be able to make sure that every single lead comes in is tied to your service area before we try to schedule a technician to go out. And then the last one is we want to also be able to de-escalate negative customer interactions. So if you've got an angry customer that's messaging in about equipment that you just installed last year, it's going to be able to help de-escalate those customers and get them taken care of. So let's look at some use cases so you can see how it works. And by now you've probably started messaging back and forth with Larry and been able to go through some of those qualifying questions with him. But here's a good question. How often are you losing out on after hours leads? Here's an example of a lead that came in after hours. It came in at 8:57 p.m., where a customer said, my HVAC unit is turning on outside, but no air is coming through the vents. I have 3 children, and I need heat. I'm a detective with it blurred out, so I'm available most of the time. So they got the traditional, out of office message, and then Larry picks up. And so Larry says, oh, so sorry to hear about your HVAC issue, especially with the kids in the house. Let's get this sorted ASAP. And so he starts his verification process of checking to see if they are the property owner. So this is going to help you be able to respond to all of those leads that are coming in, no matter what date and time it is. And those after hours leads are going to start stacking up, which is great. The other thing that we're going to be able to do is help you sell more maintenance and service agreements. And so you can see here's a message that came in asking about annual service agreements, and Larry picks up and says, yes, we do offer annual service agreements. It's a great way to ensure your HVAC system stays in top shape all year round. Would you like more details on this? And the customer said yes, right? And so when you get set up with Larry, you're going to put in all the information that's tied to your maintenance agreement program. If it's 1 or 2 maintenance calls per year, if they get like a discount for repairs, if they get priority service during peak season. There's a lot of different things that dealers will do to be able to incentivize their customers to be part of their comfort club. And so as you provide all that information to Larry, then you're going to be able to have much more sales. And we're going to get to the point where Larry's going to be able to have maintenance agreements sold on every single service call before the technician even shows up at the house. So very cool tool there. Here's an example of a customer that had a negative experience with a unit that was installed a year ago. There's no reason the unit should already need a repair. This is terrible. And Larry, comes in very empathetic with the situation. Could you please share more details about the problem? This will help us understand it. And so we put in there, indoor coil has a leak, the unit's completely frozen, and then he, verified all that information. I'll arrange one of our technicians to come out and inspect the unit. Could you please confirm a suitable date and time for the visit? So these are all things that your staff in the office are going to love, is the professionalism, and there's no typos, there's none of that, and so it just makes it a much better customer experience for the folks that are interacting with Larry. The other cool thing is Larry also can interpret and understand pictures. And so you can see here, there's a customer that had an issue with their AC. This picture looks pretty terrible, right? The coils are completely exposed. And Larry was actually able to say, yeah, I see the damage of the fins could definitely be affecting your AC's performance. Before we proceed, I need to know if you're the homeowner. So it was able to understand the picture and then pivoted right to getting down to the information that's needed in order to be able to get the appointment scheduled. The other thing that we can do is we want to be able to figure out and answer questions fast. So you can see here in a minute, they were able to respond to these messages as they come in, get an email address. Most HVAC dealers usually want the name, address, and an email in order to be able to send over quotes if need be. And so all of that information is going to be able to get pulled in through the AI. The other cool thing with Podium phones, anytime you miss a phone call, if you're using Podium phones, we'll automatically text the customer back and say, hey, sorry we missed your call. To keep the conversation going over text, just reply yes. If they respond with yes, then guess what? Larry will pick that up too. So if your team's busy, especially during the summer months, and they're not able to catch every single phone call that comes in, Larry's there as a backup. And so if they do move to a text conversation, then Larry can be able to get all the information gathered to be able to get those customers scheduled as well. The other thing that some dealers run into is some pricing objections, right? So this is an example of how much you charge for in-home service. This example was a $139 service charge. And the customer said, that seems a little pricey. Another company offered me $99. And so it's pretty cool to be able to see. I understand where you're coming from. It's important to note that our pricing reflects the expertise and quality of service we provide. While we might not be the cheapest, we're committed to giving you the best value. I'd be happy to schedule your service, and I'm confident you'll be pleased with our work. Shall we go ahead and schedule for tomorrow afternoon? And so if you think about it, the people in your office today, they probably aren't going to be responding as buttoned up as this is to be able to pitch the value of your business better than Larry. It's pretty awesome to be able to see that. So we can customize Larry to be able to fit your business, and you can see here that you can change the name. We just put Larry in there as a placeholder, but if you want to name it something else, you can do that, and you can set this up to be a fallback or a response for every single lead that comes in. You can also adjust the delay on how much time you want to give your team to be able to respond. So if you want it to just be 3 minutes, or if you want to extend it to 15 minutes, you can do that. And then on the responses, you can also customize that. We usually leave it at 60 seconds, but you could break it down to 30 seconds or even shorter if you wanted to. Now, if you're using tools like Service Titan that have like the Scheduling Pro link where the customer can go in and schedule through a link on your website, you can also use that with Larry. So as soon as Larry finds out that it is a qualified lead in your service area, then Larry will actually send them the link to be able to schedule that on their own. So if you're using Service Titan's Scheduling Pro link, or if you're using House Call Pro, I believe they also have a link, or any link that your business might be using to have customers automatically schedule themselves, they can be used here. And then you'll also put in emergency service call fees. All of that information is going to help the AI be able to be even better. And you can see here, you can also determine what type of tone and voice you want the AI to have. Most of our customers do the informal yet professional tone, which is what we recommend and what most people prefer. So with that, if you're ready to learn more, you can reach out to me directly at keith.massey@podium.com in order to be able to schedule a demo today. But looking forward to connecting with you soon, and thank you so much. Take care.